my name is Charlie. I have lived with chronic fatigue for 16 years. At least twice a week, I can't turn over in bed. It's really bad. But if I was watching this, I'd have been like, but you're out of the house, so it's obviously not that bad. I promise these tips are what changed my life and that got me out here. And I cannot express how happy I am to be here. I really hope this vlog helps you. Listen to your body. Don't be influenced by other people around you. They do not understand how you feel. You have to listen to your body. Now, I know if you're watching this that you're crap at listening to your body. I know without even meeting you in person that if someone needs help or if your children need something, if you think, oh, just do the hoovering, oh, I can't leave it like that, but your body is screaming, you need a rest, you're terrible at listening to your body. We seem to be, particularly as women, you can accuse me of being sexist if you want, but I do think, particularly as women, we're crap at listening to our bodies. You've got to listen to your body. I know it's really difficult. I know food is really fashionable at the moment, but I think that we're learning so much more about food. And I think we can all accept that chocolate, alcohol, sugar, processed foods is bad for us. And that's pretty much all that we eat, because if you're watching this and you suffer from chronic fatigue, you probably haven't got the energy to cook. I recommend a couple of books. The Glucose Goddess. I'll put some links below, some affiliate links, which means if you order it, I might make like 2p off it or something like that. I'm new to it, but I know it's a little bit. Batch cooking, she's brilliant as well. I can't remember the name of her, but she does this batch cooking where you can literally in 15 minutes do something like 25 meals. It's amazing. It will change your life, because buying all the processed stuff that you don't have the energy to cook, there's so much sugar in them. Don't listen to, forget about calories. Forget about calories, look at fat content, look at sugar content. That's it, okay? So do your best with food. I'm just gonna stay here because it's just beautiful, isn't it? It's just absolutely stunning. It's like 6 in the morning in Stoke-on-Trent, UK, and it's just beautiful, look at it. Oh. See, this is something, I know this isn't a tip, but believe that it can get better. I did lose 16 years of my life. It's only been since 2023, so the 16th year of my chronic illness, and I'm not saying you're going to take 16 years to be able to do this, but it's only until 2023 that I've been able to get out, which is why I do most of my vlogging out, because I'm just so happy to be here. And let's face it, what's more beautiful than Mother Nature? Why would I sit in a room with some posh lighting when I can sit here? There is hope. There is hope. You are not alone. This will get better. It might get worse before it gets better. You might have flare-ups, but it will get better. Modern science is improving no end. Because those of us that suffer from chronic illness, we're more likely to struggle with our mental health, right? Which I understand. Part of CBT is to always have something to look forward to. And for me, this is critical. I have to have something to look forward to on a daily and weekly basis. I don't really plan much further out than that, maybe a month's time, but I try and block everything else because I just don't know about flare-ups and things like that. And if I miss big events, it makes me feel even worse. I recently went to a wedding. It was extremely difficult, and I'd been working towards that for over a year to attend that wedding. That's something to look forward to. Can be as simple as watching the next episode of a series you're enjoying, reading a book, doing a jigsaw, speaking to a friend, clean bedding, going for a walk if you're able to do that. If you're able to meet up with friends, but that, for me, that just wasn't possible for 16 years. So I don't like to sort of suggest that one in case you're in the position that I was or am sort of in. Like, I've got the energy to socialise like once a week, but it takes me days to recover. Oh, I'm tired. I'm starting to run out of energy. Shocker, considering I suffer from chronic fatigue, eh? You know those peel-off face masks? They're so satisfying. That can be my something to look forward to. Shaving my legs. I look forward to it. I can't do it all the time because I haven't got the energy to have a bath. And it's so satisfying when you do it. Your skin feels so good when you do it. So it's something to look forward to. Don't think it needs to be a holiday. In fact, my advice is don't make it something like that. Don't make it something so big. It's got to be daily and weekly. This is a really difficult one. Really difficult, you're not going to like it. You have an invisible illness, most of you that are watching this, sorry. If you have an invisible illness like arthritis, fibro, CFS, and many, many others that result in chronic pain and chronic fatigue, just accept that people aren't going to understand how it feels. Your family, your friends, strangers, they're not going to understand how it feels until they experience chronic illness themselves, or a severe form of COVID or flu where they're bedridden and they're as weak as a kitten. But even then, if they experience severe COVID or flu, so they're weak as a kitten, very quickly they will forget what it was like to be that sick. My specialist advised me, just accept it. Just accept it, because I was so infuriated that people didn't get it. We look all right. I had no idea until I watched myself via YouTube that not only do I not look sick, I don't look sick, I look all right. There's sometimes where I look really healthy and well, but it's not how I feel on the inside. I cannot believe how different I look on the outside. Just accept it. And don't waste your energy trying to get people to understand what it feels like. Just accept that they don't get it and be happy that they don't get it. If someone doesn't understand how you feel, it's because they've never experienced it, and that's what we want. We don't want people to feel like shit all the time, like we do. It changed my life once I accepted that and moved on. This one might be an obvious one. Treatment. Get treatment. So for those of us that have any form of arthritis that results in chronic pain and chronic fatigue, treatment. Get treatment. Because once you treat the root cause of the pain and fatigue will reduce. So I work very closely with my specialist, and I'm very, very fortunate that he's one of the top rheumatologists in the UK. He's involved in studies. He works really, really hard to be at the forefront of medicine, so that he can provide the best care for his patients, and I appreciate it massively. You need a specialist. There was this study done, I can't remember where I read this, but there was this study done that patients that have a specialist they trust are much calmer. We experience less mental health issues because we've always got the confidence that if we need help, we can make a phone call. We can get in to see our specialist. So please, please keep fighting to get a specialist for every condition you have. Your bed, right? What I find is that a lot of people that suffer with pain and fatigue, they're still with 2 pillows. You know, like traditional, you see a bed, 2 pillows, blanket or duvet. My bed's completely different. I have 2 pillows that I have my head on. I have a rib chest pillow. I have a knee pillow each side. So when I turn over, I've got new pillows each side. I have a blanket on top of my head to keep my head warm, because if your head gets cold, I find that everything gets worse. Experiment with your pillows, experiment with your blankets. I don't know if you've seen about the weighted blankets. You don't need to spend the money, just stick extra stuff on top of your bed. See if it helps. Have you had air circulating in your bedroom? What's the heat? What's the temperature? Look at your bed. For me, my bed, I know I will get a massive pain reduction and I will feel better once I'm in it. Do you feel the same with your bed? This next tip, when I suggest it to some people either respond well to it or they get really angry. So just warning you. Home adjustments. And I mean things like, for example, I removed the doors in my house because the extra walking distances. So the bedroom door, kitchen door, I left the bathroom door on. I changed the clothes that I wear. I think most people that really do struggle with pain and fatigue, we tend to wear clothes that are slightly larger so it's easier to get on. And we wear very comfortable clothes that you could, if you need to, sleep in, but aren't pajamas. So during the day it's like, oh, they're dressed, but you can sleep in them if you need to. Simple things like washing up liquid in a smaller bottle so it's less weight to lift, less pressure on your hands. Making sure you've got everything easy to reach. So for example, in my bed I've got painkillers, drink, remote, a laptop, book, extra blanket, bed socks, all within reach of being in a laid down position. And then when I sit up in bed, right beside my bed is all the clothes I need. Because do you tend to wear the same clothes all the time? I think, is that normal for a lot of us? So I literally, when I'm sat on the edge of the bed, I don't have to stand, I don't have to walk. My clothes are right there for the day. Having this system of having everything as close as I possibly can to me whilst giving myself enough space to move around means that I use very little energy to get dressed. And there was a time where I couldn't get dressed for a long time. Where my fridge is, I've got the kettle, the microwave, all where the fridge is, on top of the fridge. The food, the drink, everything I need right in one place. I've even got the pots that I eat from and the cutlery. I keep it in the fridge. That's it. Now, I've been very, very sick. So you might think that this is a bit extreme, but if I have energy, I want to use it for something nice, like coming here. It's beautiful. I want to use my energy to come here, or to speak to a friend, or to vlog. I don't want to use my energy, all my energy, in getting dressed. These adjustments hugely made a difference to my life, but obviously it's your choice what you do. This is a really important one that no GP will appreciate me saying, but it's true. If you're in pain, if your fatigue is due to pain, which mine is, right? Painkillers. You need painkillers. Now, GPs do not like issuing proper painkillers because when they first came out, they were issued because they work, but it created so many opioid addicts that now we're still experiencing that aftermath of the opioid addicts. It's still happening to this day. I am an addict, and I will continue to be an addict whilst I'm in this much pain, because if I didn't take painkillers, I wouldn't be talking to you now. I wouldn't have been able to get out of bed. I do find as my pain reduces, so does my fatigue. It's all interconnected. You know, if the arthritis is more inflamed, there's more pain, there's more fatigue. If I can treat the arthritis and reduce the inflammation, I get better all round. But I wouldn't survive without pain relief. And I am stunned at how many people do not have pain relief but are in severe pain. If this is you, you've got to stand your ground on it, because the amount of people I've met where they've gone, but the doctor said I don't need it, and I'm like, what? Are you in pain? You're in pain. You can't even sit down. You're in pain. Every time you walk, it hurts you. You need pain relief. But know that obviously there is high risk of dependency. But the way I see it, I have a degenerative disease. I'm going to take painkillers to try and have some sort of quality of life. That's my choice. It's obviously your choice and what you do. I am going to do vlogs on different things that we can do that isn't like full-blown drugs. So that'll be coming. So please subscribe, because there's going to be lots more vlogs that hopefully, even if there's one thing in a vlog that helps you improve your quality of life, I'll be happy with that. Obviously, I hope there's more than one thing. You need to pace yourself. I budget now 3,500 steps. The most energy I use in a day is at this time with Ollie. I have to sit down a lot, which is why I wear my high-vis jacket. And I've spent 3 years nearly building up my steps to that point. Now, say for example, I feel really great one day. Doesn't really happen that much, but you know what I mean. You feel better than what you did the day before. The trick is, do not overdo it. Do not push yourself. Do not think, oh my God, I feel a little bit better today. Right, I'm going to do the hoovering. I'll change the bedding. I'll go to the shops. I'll spend time with the family. Don't do it. Now, I say this, I really, if you have family, if you're living with family and they say to you, don't overdo it, don't overdo it. And you think, yeah, but I feel all right today. Don't overdo it, because I promise the next day you'll decline. You'll be in more pain, you'll be more fatigued, and whether you realise it or not, you'll be a grumpy bitch. We can't help it. We cannot help it. When you're in pain and you're exhausted, you can't help it. And then when you dip, we dip emotionally as well, and then it's even harder to pick ourselves back up. You have to pace yourself. You have to try and use, this is really difficult, so difficult. Don't listen to able-bodied people. I've got to sit back down. I've got to sit down, hang on a minute. I was trying to show like that I was fit, it's not working. Right, you have to try and use the same amount of energy every day. and slowly increase it. And when I say slowly, when I increase my steps, I only try and increase it by 10 to 50 steps over a week period, and slowly increase it. I'm going to include a graph showing what I mean and showing what not to do. And you have to remember, I think steps is the easiest way to budget. That's what I found in 16 years being chronically ill. Steps is the easiest way to budget energy levels. I always wear this, so you can see that's what I'm on at the moment, which is right because I'm at one of my main rest stops. So I stay here for 20 minutes to half an hour. And look, if you notice, there's nothing behind me. When I first started doing this, I would have to sit beneath those rocks there because I couldn't hold my upper body up. And I am struggling. I'm struggling to hold my head up. I know I look all right, I'm not. This has improved, so not only did I do the steps, then I tried to not lean against the wall, try to hold my upper body up as part of my exercise. And I track it. I write my steps down every day, and I do graph it, which I'm including the graphs in this so you can see. It helps me massively because when I decline, like for example, when I went to Katie and Rachel's wedding, I didn't do a massive amount of steps, but I drove myself there and back. And I was in so much more pain because I was turning my neck to talk to people, and I was excited, so I was breathing differently. I was trying to hold myself up, which caused extra rib and shoulder pain. So even though my steps weren't that great, I made a note that that's what I did, so I understand that when I declined, that's the reason. And I promise, when you're in bed or you're on the sofa and you're feeling like utter crap because you've declined and you feel like it's never going to get better, you can't carry on like this, when you sit there and go, oh, hang on a minute, it's because I was at the wedding, right, I'll get better in a few days, maybe a week. It used to take me 4 to 10 weeks to get better from going out, which is why I stopped doing it. Now it's taken me from Katie's wedding, I'm hoping in 2 weeks that I'll feel more back to normal. With regards to my mental health and how I deal with those declines, so much better when you are able to go, that's why. I'm going to put a link to the pedometer. You can't use the watches if you use a Zimmer frame. I sleep with this. This is always on either my pajamas, bed shorts, leggings. It's on me all the time because you'd be amazed at how many steps you do just going to the toilet. Every step counts. It all counts to you building your fitness. It's a combination of everything that has improved my life. Just so you know, my specialist and I thought that I was never going to get out of the house. We thought that I was in a new chapter of my life where I was dependent on a Zimmer frame and that this would never be possible again. It might be difficult. I have really bad days and I am not well at all, but I'm fighting it and I'm loving life. Kind of. Just recently lost my job, but I'm going to love life. It's going to get better. I'm going to see my friends. I'm going to eat better. I'm going to do hopefully some high value vlogs for you. It's going to be good. It is good. It is good. What am I talking about? It is good. I'm very privileged. We're very, very lucky, aren't we? We can afford dog food. We're all right. We're all right. This is my final tip, and it's a humdinger. It's awful. It's really important. We really need to talk about it. Do you feel like you're a burden? Do you constantly worry about money? Do you sometimes think, what's the point of me being here if I can't contribute? If I can't spend time with my family, if I can't help? Being chronically ill sucks. It messes with your head, and we can't get away from the fact that we can't do what we were doing when we were able-bodied. It's impossible. You know, you just can't keep up with yourself as what you were when you were able-bodied. But you have to remember, you are not alone. There are millions of us. There's just not many of us on YouTube yet. There are ways you can improve your quality of life. There are ways that you can earn money. For example, if you live in the UK and you're experiencing chronic illness, do you claim PIP? Because you're entitled to it. If you have a chronic illness that's over 3 months and it's massively impacted your quality of life, like the clothes you wear, your physical movement, being able to cook, how you get washed and dressed. You're entitled to it. That will ease your financial burden. Employment, you might need different form of employment. If you are still employed, I do have a vlog on tips to remain employed. And I'm also going to be doing a vlog on what your employer legally should do to assist you to remain employed. That will be coming up, so please subscribe because there will be more coming. I just want you to remember, modern science is moving at such a pace. Whatever condition you have, in 5 years' time, 2 years' time even, they're going to make giant leaps forward in treatment. Not just treatment, it's things like our understanding of food, our understanding of what sugar does to our system, our understanding of like the Iceman, the cold temperatures, what good it does our body to have a cold shower every day. All of this, there are studies being done. Not only are there millions of us that suffer from chronic illness, there are millions of people around the world that have spent their entire lives, dedicated their entire lives to working on treatment and cures for us. Don't give up. You are not alone. It will get better in the future. Take care of yourself.